So we are at my hospital. Today we are simply doing we're doing our 36-week ultrasound, getting blood, getting a look over, I'm pretty sure. They're going to check my cervix and my membranes to see what's going on, and then we're going to get a look to see if she's up or down, more blood work. So yeah, I am 36 weeks. I have bouts of breathlessness. Braxton Hicks are up. A lot of activity with that. She isn't moving as much, but when she does move, it's a lot. And about this time, everything's kind of starting to get crowded. So that's pretty normal. My feet hurt basically all the time now. If I take a shower or anything, I will prop them up and spray hot water on them and they feel better. I'm actually starting to lose my appetite and all I am is thirsty. So I also feel massive. I feel like a fat cow and I feel huge. My weight gain has actually stopped. So I don't know what that means. I've heard that can happen. You can stop gaining weight and then you can also sometimes lose weight at the end just because of everything that's going on. I'm tired. I pee all the time. I would say pretty much textbook end of pregnancy. So we're going to go in today, see how she is, see what she's doing, and maybe get a idea of when she's going to want to come out. Pretty excited. I love the ultrasounds. We haven't had an ultrasound in 4 months. So we're going to get to see her, and I'm going to try and record it this time because it's going to be the last one, and I want her heartbeat because I want to be able to hear it forever. So, here we go. Oh, and I forgot to mention my crotch hurts all the time. And anytime I walk around, I feel like she's going to just fall out of me. But yeah, it's been enjoyable. Pardon this face. I have not worn makeup all day. So post 37-week appointment or 36-week appointment, I've started to lose track. We did get the ultrasound. I was not allowed to record anything, because they just don't let you do that. I guess that's a policy for whatever reason. So that was kind of crappy. But I did get some new pictures of her. She, by ultrasound, was weighing in at 7 pounds. 7'2", so 7 pounds, 2 ounces, with a 12.5-inch head around. When the ultrasound tech put her up on the screen, it actually showed up with gestational age and estimated due date, and it was gestational age 39 weeks, estimated due date December 24th, and I was like, what's going on? And he kind of laughed. He was like, baby's got a big head, and it was 16 centimeter diameter, which comes out to being 32 centimeter circumference, which is 12.5 inches. She has super long femurs and a long humerus. So basically everything is measuring larger than the estimated due date is, except for her stomach. Her stomach was right at 36 weeks. So basically she's going to be born very long and thin with a big head. But she is head down, is head down. And I am dilated 1 centimeter, and my doctor even said that she was pretty sure I was starting to thin, which would make a bit of sense because I've been having a lot of Braxton Hicks or cramping. I feel like I've probably had a contraction or two, because it did start in my back and made its way to the front. So yeah, she definitely is very, very rambunctious. When we were getting the ultrasound done, he needed her to move her hand, basically. So we were looking at her profile, and she had her hand like this and just tapping. She's just tapping. I don't know what she's trying to do. Just tapping on her lip. and he's moving the wand, like trying to jiggle her to get her to move her hands so he can see her face. And she's tapping, and then she stops tapping and just turns her head and looks straight at the wand. And he kind of laughed. He was like, oh, I guess I made her upset because now she's staring at me. And it was really freaky to see like my child inside my body staring at the wand like she was irritated with it. Like she knew like there's something there and it's bugging the crap out of me right now. And then she turned her head back and took her hand down and yawned. So we definitely are going to be dealing with a little bit of an attitude with her. She kicked some while we were doing the ultrasound, so I got to see her move quite a lot. But yeah, I didn't get an estimate on how long she might be. All I know is that she's in like the 97th, the 98th percentile for length already, and for weight, and for her big ol' head, which is definitely my husband. But like our parents have said, we were born like we were little monkeys or spiders, one or the other. Little bodies, but a lot of arms and legs. So we'll see how she comes out. I'm now going to appointments every week because we're in the last 4 weeks. So pretty excited to see what goes on the next few weeks. Should be pretty exciting. Hoping she comes a little early, especially with how like big everything is. Her heart and lungs were actually a little bit of head as well. But I've looked it up and no one's been able to figure out what causes a baby to decide to be born. It's like, we don't know what triggers labor. We have no idea. There's like 3 things we think could be happening, but we don't know. So from what I heard, it was when their lungs are developed that like something triggers them to like want to come out. But I don't know. The due date is still set for January 8th. But she really could come at any time now, especially with me already being dilated. However, you can be dilated from like 30 weeks and still deliver late. So we'll see. I am still very, very tired and exhausted, and moving around's become quite a chore. So I will update with our next appointment, because now that they're every week, it's just a little bit easier to update because they're like a lot of stuff's going on, unlike the previous weeks where it was pretty minimal. So yeah, on to the week 37. And I did forget this. My blood pressure was a bit elevated, which is crazy because this entire pregnancy, my blood pressure has been like pretty low. It's been very, I think my average has been like 106/68. And this last appointment, it was at 149/79 or 89. I can't remember what the bottom number was. And so that was kind of a concern because she had seen me 2 weeks prior to that, and it wasn't that. So I have had to kind of watch more of like my salt intake, make sure that, you know, I'm not walking and moving as much. And if I am, making sure I'm getting equal rest time. And just like kind of watching what I'm eating. So that, because apparently she said we don't want to go in like 140/90 or 140/90. She didn't tell me why. She didn't say what would happen. She didn't say like you'd be induced. She didn't say anything. I think it's a monitor issue now. I did look it up, and usually if that happens, they then test your urine for protein, because then that means like something's wrong with your blood, like your kidneys aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. But we have an at-home blood pressure monitor because I am actually hypotensive and Matt is hypertensive. So we have a blood pressure monitor at home, and I've been monitoring it all week, and I think the highest I've gotten at home was like 135/79. But the last few days it's been like 120/74 on average, like in the morning and the afternoon. So yeah, that's been the only concern now, is that, because I don't want to get induced, even though it would be nice to get her here before January 1st. I kind of want her to come on her own and us try to do it naturally, because the more medical intervention, the more likely a C-section. And even though I want her to be safe, and if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. But I want to make sure that we try to do it as natural as possible, just for healing and for all that stuff. And money. It's really expensive to get a C-section. So yeah, that's it. that is it from last week. So